Welcome to Vantage, Aditya. Everywhere you look today, there is a promise of happiness. Advertisements whisper it. Books sell it. Self-help gurus teach it. Social media flaunts it. Do this, buy that, follow this path, and you will finally be happy. Happiness has become the great currency of our times, the prize we are all chasing. And yet look around. Anxiety is rising. Depression is spreading. Loneliness is everywhere. How can it be that in a world obsessed with happiness, more people feel unhappy than ever before? Stay with me, because the answer lies in a paradox. The more you chase happiness directly, the more it slips through your fingers. The harder you run after it, the faster it runs away. Happiness, it turns out, is not something you can pursue. It is something you must allow. Think of it like sleep. You cannot force yourself to sleep. The harder you try, the more awake you become. You can only create the right environment, dim the lights, lie down, breathe, and then sleep comes on its own. Happiness works the same way. You cannot command it. You cannot grasp it like an object. You can only live in ways that invite it. And when you stop chasing, it quietly arrives. But here comes the twist. Society has taught us the opposite. From childhood we hear, achieve more, earn more, collect more, and happiness will follow. We set goals, we make lists, we build milestones, and we attach happiness to the future. When I get that job, I will be happy. When I buy that house, I will be happy. When I meet the right partner, I will be happy. And so happiness becomes a moving target. Each time we reach it, it shifts further ahead. The momentary joy fades and we are left chasing again. It is like drinking salt water. The more we consume, the thirstier we become. Think of the times you achieved something you worked hard for. Maybe you landed a job, bought a car, published a project. How long did the joy last? A few days? A few weeks? And then the mind whispered, "What's next?" This is the paradox. The pursuit of happiness through achievements creates more hunger, not more peace. Philosophers have known this for centuries. The Stoics taught that happiness is not in external things, but in how we interpret them. The Buddhists taught that craving is the root of suffering. Modern psychology agrees. Studies show that once basic needs are met, more wealth, more possessions, more achievements add very little to our happiness. What matters are experiences, relationships, meaning, and growth. Yet society keeps selling us the opposite, because unhappiness fuels consumption. But stay with me, because this paradox is even more personal. Think of relationships. The people who constantly chase happiness in love, who cling, who demand, who beg for joy, often end up lonely. But the people who focus on giving, on sharing, on being present, often discover happiness flows back naturally. The more you chase happiness in another person, the more it escapes. The more you give without chasing, the more it returns. The same is true for leadership. Leaders who chase applause, who crave recognition, who run after the feeling of being admired, they rarely find satisfaction. They are restless, always comparing themselves to others, always needing more approval. But the leaders who focus on service, who focus on building others, who pursue purpose instead of happiness, they discover fulfillment as a byproduct. Happiness comes to those who stop demanding it. So why is happiness so elusive when chased? Because happiness is not a destination. It is a byproduct. It emerges when you are immersed in something larger than yourself, creating, loving, learning, serving. It arrives when you are not looking for it. It hides when you shine a spotlight on it. Think of the moments in your life when you were most at peace. Were you thinking, "I am happy right now"? Probably not. You were simply absorbed. Watching a sunset. Laughing with friends. Working on a project you loved. Helping someone who needed you. In those moments, you forgot to measure happiness. You simply lived. And happiness arrived unannounced. Now here comes the deeper twist. The more you chase happiness as an entitlement, the more fragile you become. Because life is not always pleasant. Pain comes. Loss comes. Failure comes. And if you believe happiness is the only acceptable state, then every sadness feels like defeat, every setback feels like a collapse. But those who understand the paradox are free. They know that unhappiness is not the enemy. It is a companion. It gives depth to joy. It makes peace more meaningful. Imagine life without sadness. Joy would lose its taste. Imagine life without failure. Success would lose its shine. Imagine life without night. Day would lose its beauty. Happiness cannot exist alone. It is born in contrast. By chasing only happiness, you rob yourself of the very experiences that make happiness possible. Stay with me, because here is where the paradox turns into power. The way to be happier is to stop making happiness the goal. Make meaning the goal. Make growth the goal. Make service the goal. Happiness will follow quietly, faithfully, without being asked. Those who chase happiness directly remain restless. Those who chase meaning find happiness waiting for them at the finish line. This is why some of the most fulfilled people are not the richest, not the most famous, not the most celebrated. They are teachers, nurses, artists, parents, volunteers, people who pour themselves into something larger than themselves. They did not chase happiness. They chased purpose. And happiness followed like a shadow. Think of Chris Gardner in The Pursuit of Happiness, or Viktor Frankl in the concentration camps, or ordinary people who endure hardship but find meaning in family, in work, in service. They discovered what philosophers call eudaimonia, not the fleeting happiness of pleasure, but the deep well-being of purpose. And here comes the motivational crescendo. If you are feeling low, if you are tired of chasing happiness and never finding it, then pause. Stop running. Breathe. Ask yourself not, how can I be happy, but what gives me meaning? Pour yourself into that. Build consistency. Serve others. Create something. Grow. And then, without realizing it, you will look up one day and find happiness sitting quietly beside you. The paradox is real. The more you chase happiness, the more it escapes. But the more you chase meaning, the more happiness chases you. So choose wisely. Stop running after shadows. Start building substance. And let happiness come to you as the natural outcome of a life lived with purpose. Subscribe to Vantage Aditya, because the future belongs not to followers, but to thinkers.